is just one shot to the Eagles after another. And it looks like Landon Dickerson may take the next punch. Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, Kick Dick back here. So it is one hit after another for the Philadelphia Eagles. Like I said a couple days ago, it seems like we really haven't had anything go really good for us since we traded for Jalen Phillips. Since then, it's been a rough time for the Eagles. And we know that the weakest part of this team last year was the offensive line. We know they were injured. We know they were beat up. But we're finding out how bad it was. So much so that we could lose Landon Dickerson to retirement. At 27 years old. It is crazy. Now, before we get into it, yesterday, I'm sure you guys knew they had the whole award show where the NFL was giving out awards. And I was working, watching Mark Holmes stream it, and it was like, oh, MVP is up. The MVP is up. This must be Dak Prescott.
It better be Dak. It better be Dak.
Right here, it's got to be Dak Prescott right here because, who else outplayed him? And the MVP award goes to Matthew Stafford. Oh, Dak didn't win it. Dak didn't win it. He didn't even come up in the finals of the vote. He wasn't close. He stinks. That team stinks.
I'm sorry. This is some bullshit, man. He got hosed on MVP.
That team stinks. But Matthew Stafford won the MVP. I have no problem with it. I thought he deserved to win it. No problem. Then they had Offensive Player of the Year. Oh, this has got to be Dak. Quartermark, this has got to be him. It just has to be. And the Offensive Player of the Year is, it's Dak. Jackson Smith, Enigma. That's who it is. Seattle Seahawks wide receiver.
Stiff upper lip.
That's some bullshit, man.
Today, many of these ideas no longer hold true.
Dak, you know what you got to do, Dak? Fuck all the bullshit. They can't take away a Super Bowl win. That's all that's left for you, man. You got to go out there and you got to take this shit. You got to go in. What, you laughing at me?
No problem with this as well. Absolutely fantastic year. I think Jackson Smith and Puka Nacua are the two best guys when it comes to wide receivers in this league right now. I think they're the top two. So, congratulations to him. But Mark Holmes was once again heartbroken. Then Coach of the Year came up, and Mark thought they should have a first time ever player Coach of the Year win. It should go to Dak Prescott because Dak is so great and he does everything so great. It's never his fault. But the Coach of the Year went to Mike Vrabel. I totally agree with this pick as well. I thought he deserved it to take a team like the Patriots, who really weren't that good last year, and then have the year that they had. It was wonderful.
Push the butter knife. Yeah.
I thought he definitely deserved it. Then you have the comeback player of the year, and this had to be Dak. According to Mark, this had to be Dak. It's Dak. Dak was hurt the year before, and now he's back, and they're still not winning games, but that's okay.
Player of the Year award? Did I hear Micah Parsons is coming out there? Yeah, Micah Parsons coming. Oh, he's coming out on a crutch. Okay, now this would be interesting if it is Dak Prescott that Micah Parsons gives him the award. Look at Dak. Dak looks serious. Uh-oh.
Wise words.
And the comeback player of the year went to Christian McCaffrey. He only caught like 200 passes. No, over 100 passes, but so he got it. And I thought
it better be Dak. If it's Trevor Lawrence, man, I'm gonna throw all this shit out the window.
AP comeback player of the year is Christian McCaffrey.
No. Christian McCaffrey. Oh, got hosed on MVP. He literally had his hamstring ripped off the bone, and everybody questioned on whether or not he was going to play, and people were talking about the Cowboys just need to move on. He goes out here and he keeps the Dallas Cowboys relevant with the worst defense in football. Takes George Pickens, okay, that everybody's all in love with right now. Everybody wants George Pickens. Everybody wants George Pickens. You know what the difference of George Pickens is? He got Dak Prescott throwing him the football. Dak Prescott, every freaking receiver that he's had has career years with him.
Once again, I really have no problems with any of the awards they handed out. Protector of the Year, Mark Holmes said, this has got to be a Dak award. Even though he's a quarterback, nobody blocks, tackles, and gets away from things as well as Dak Prescott. He's the only guy that can block a pass rusher while he's holding the football. But unfortunately, it went to Joey Thuney. Dak loses out again. Man, this was destroying Mark, you know. And then you had Offensive Rookie of the Year. Tatario McMillan won. Mark was upset that Dak couldn't be considered for that. He thought he should get a waiver, but he...
Bullshit, man.
Then you had the Defensive Player of the Year, and sure enough, that was Myles Garrett. Well-deserved. I have a question about it, and I'll ask in a second, but I got to say, Mark was kind of upset about this, because Mark was saying in his stream...
Mark, you care about this, but not Super Bowl rings? Bro, at least my team's got 5 of them. I care about Super Bowl rings too, but I recognize that the man got hosed at MVP a couple of years ago, and he just got hosed again.
Saying in his stream, the best defense is a good offense, and Dallas had a good offense between the 20s, even though they stink in the red zone. But Dak was technically the best defender because he was such a great quarterback. So Mark was let down again, and I just got a question, seriously. The MVP, why do we even call it an MVP anymore? Like, seriously, you might as well just call it a quarterback award. I mean, what does it take for a guy that's non-quarterback to get an MVP? You know, I'm not saying Myles Garrett should have gotten the MVP. He shouldn't have, because, I mean, they weren't really that good. But what if his team had won 13 games? Seriously, would he even have been considered for it? Probably not. You know, last year, you had Saquon Barkley. I mean, he goes for over 2,000 yards. He almost broke the record. Not even a chance to win MVP. I think the MVP has gotten too quarterback heavy, is my point. And Barkley should have won it last year. Obviously, Garrett didn't deserve to win it this year because the Browns stunk. But that was basically the award show. And if you were on Mark's channel, it was all about Dak. It's always about that stinking choker. Now, let's get into some Eagles serious business. Let's get serious. Let's get serious. All right, so we are hearing now, more and more likely, we got bigger changes coming than Jeff Stoutland or these other coaches that are being replaced. It looks like we may have to potentially replace this whole friggin' offensive line, almost the whole offensive line. Mike Garafolo said this, in an off-season of significant change for the Pound Eagles could include guard Landon Dickerson's uncertain future. Jeff McLane mentions here in his podcast, everybody should go check out Jeff McLane's podcast. But he mentions here that Dickerson's no certainty to return. I've heard some of the same, only 27 years old, 5 years into a career, but his body has been through a lot. Now, the one issue about drafting Landon Dickerson at the time was his injuries. He's had a lot of injuries in college. He's been pretty banged up in the NFL. And now he even said after the season that he doesn't know if his body's going to recover. He doesn't know how it's going to go. He is banged up, and there's a chance he may retire. Now, we don't know for sure. He is 27 years old, but he literally is saying, I don't know how my body's going to respond. And that's a bad thing, because let's be honest, Dickerson was horrible this year. He was horrible, and we know why. He's beat up. Cam Jurgens, we know why he was bad. He is beat up, okay? And so, you know, my thought with Dickerson was, well, Dickerson had the MCL in camp. He comes back early. We know he was dealing with a bunch of injuries, but give him a year off, he'll be good to go. It doesn't look like that. He could actually retire, which means that this offseason is going to be all about building the interior of that offensive line. You're going to need possibly a left guard to start, a right guard to start, a center to start, and we don't know what Lane Johnson's going to do. He's still contemplating getting retirement himself. So you could potentially, if all hell breaks loose, you could lose your left guard, your right tackle, and in my opinion, have to replace your right guard and maybe your center. That's crazy. That's crazy. We are going to have to go heavy, I think, in the draft. I think even free agency, you're going to have to look at really retooling this offensive line if Dickerson ends up retiring. Now, I hope that he can come back and play a high level, but if he comes back and he can't play at a high level, what's it worth? And here's my other question for you guys, and this is what kind of bothers me. If Dickerson was playing hurt all last year and he was banged up, why didn't they just give somebody else a chance at left guard that could play? I mean, you saw, I saw that Dickerson and Cam Jurgens could not hold a block for more than 2 seconds. They couldn't hold it. They couldn't finish at the whistle. They couldn't. Too many times they'd start a block and just let up. They had nothing left. They had nothing. So to me, the focus for this offseason immediately is fixing the interior of their offensive line. And it bothers me even more that Stoutland is gone, because nobody has developed more Hall of Famers and good players than Jeff Stoutland. And if you ever needed a Jeff Stoutland, you need him now. You need him now. So they're going to have to get themselves a good offensive line coach. I think they're going to have to invest maybe 2 of their first 3 picks in offensive line, depending upon what happens with Landon Dickerson. But even if Dickerson comes back and can play, at what level? At what level? You know, and to me, Dickerson, I love him. He deserves whatever he decides to do. I wish him the best of luck. He came in for 5 years. He kicked ass. He got himself a Super Bowl, and he was arguably the best left guard in football. And we'll see what happens. But it looks like quickly, I mean, we're seeing what the real problem with this team was last year. Besides the coaches and some of the issues like that, this offensive line killed us. It was just too beat up. So we got to see what's going to happen to Landon Dickerson going forward. It's going to be tough. It's going to be really, really tough to basically fill that offensive line back up. If Becton gets cut, bring him back, put him at right guard. Maybe it's time to give Lampkin a chance, at center. I mean, we'll see where Jurgens is at too. But Dickerson is kind of another shock to me that I wasn't expecting. I thought he was banged up, and I knew he was, but I figured a year off he would come back and be all right. But he just may be too beat up. So it's another thing we're going to have to keep our eye on. With that said, I hope you guys have a great day. Go over, tell Mark Holmes, poor guy, it's okay. Dak maybe can win some of these awards next year. Yeah, right. With that said, take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's Howie Vision, baby. We're all just living in it. So I can tell you one good thing that we can look forward to is tonight. They have a 30-30 ESPN special, the Philly special. And they're going to talk about it. I think it's 9 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to definitely watch it, record it, all that, because, man, I need something good. I need something good to happen with this team, man. I seriously do. It's been rough. It really has. Denzel Washington out. That's all, folks.
The brother screwed us.